Hi, this is Paul from globaltradingsoftware.com, and this is basically a pretty standard European morning oil futures trade, day trading opportunity. I'm using the Cradle2Grave bundle plus the bias depth heat map. So the bundle is Cradle2Grave. So the cradle is the signal, which is the XBRAD algo in this case, and the grave is the manager. The manager is set to day trading aggressive. So in the manager settings here, we can go day trading aggressive, moderate, conservative. We're on the 5-minute, and I'm looking for that early morning in Europe, around about just before the gold pit open at 8 a.m. And a lot of the times there is a good move, and we can decide which ones are good and which ones aren't with the XBRAD algo, because the XBRAD algo gives this signal. It's a 6-star signal. It's like a 6-star hotel. It's the best signal. But I want to talk through now entry strategies, the trade management with the manager, plus also the confirmation from the bias depth heat map, because that's very important, because we want to get the most out of it. So first of all, a lot of people in the US still trade that early morning Europe, because there's a lot of volatility. There's a lot of volume that starts coming in from around about 7:30 or even 7 a.m. European time. European traders start to get up, start to increase that volume, and that's what we're looking for. That goes all the way into the European Open, which is 9 a.m. down on my chart here. You can see that oil does reverse at that point. So we're trying to get in that futures volume before the stock market's open, and it's a very, very good set of tools. The reason why we've bundled the XBRAD algo and the manager together is to give you guys discount, 21% discount. The links are below this video in the description for the Cradle2Grave and also the bias depth heat map. Bias depth heat map can be used for confirmation on any trading strategy. So let's go through it. So getting up for me, it's around 6:37 a.m. in the morning. We see this move up. So we've got a pivot point here. There's nothing wrong with putting that rejection on your chart. Okay, I've picked out these two lows here, this low on this there, and I've got a nice what we could call a support zone, and I don't want to be going short into support. I want to make sure it breaks that. So we get the 6-star XBRAD signal on this candle here. Normally, if there's no support, you would go 1 or 2 ticks below and go short, but in this case we need to make sure it has the momentum to push through. Now I can see from the manager these dots above these candles is higher than average volume, so we are getting some momentum, but I want to make sure that momentum pushes through. You can see the difference here with the red and the cyan candles. So red candle basically is more volume than the previous candle. So when we get 2 reds, that momentum's starting to build up. Then we get a little bit of relax, then we get red again, so the momentum's starting to build up. But you see how it does bounce off that, a little bit off that support zone. We then push through. So our entry really has got to be a couple of ticks below 104.96, also below that whole dollar mark as well. So very, very important there. Psychological more than anything. But that's our entry, 104.96. So even though we've got the signal here, we've got confirmation from the bias depth heat map, because all 6 time frames, and we're on the settings here for day trading on the bias depth heat map. We can set that for scalping and swing trading as well. So all 6 time frames, higher time frames, are red. So there's a lot of bearish momentum there. So we've got signal, we've got confirmation, sensible entry strategy. Now it's just a grave pot, just got to manage it. So with the manager, we see the ribbon is red. And one of the things we look at here is this trade before those European and London Stock Exchange opens. We need to make sure that we're very aggressive. So on the day trading, the manager, we've got the aggressive setting there, day trading aggressive. Okay, so one of the things we look at here is the ribbon changing to green. If you look where we are live right now, The ribbon is actually 4 candles in advance. Okay, so when it changes green at this point, it was 1, 2, 3, 4 candles. So just as this candle opened here at this point, so I'm just going to put that line on the chart right there. If I just put an arrow, it's easier. So this candle closed there. Okay, so that's when the ribbon turned green, and that's when you would get out conservatively. And in this case, it would be the conservative exit, because you can see higher than average volume all the way down here. This pullback is lower than average volume, but just keeps grinding up. So we look for the ribbon. Now, if we get higher than average volume green candles, and we get a couple of those, we'd get out earlier, and you call that an aggressive. But at this point, these dots below are just lower than average volume, so we use the ribbon. So let's see what that trade was. So that was the entry there, and we got out on the close of this candle here, and that was 108 ticks. Very nice move. That's $1,000 trade there. This, we've got to look for those opportunities at the best times of day to trade this. So one of those times is that European time between sort of 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. that 2-hour slot. Now, I'm not saying there's a trade every single day, but if you've got a chart set up like mine where we have 1 minute, we have a 5 minute, you could have 3 minutes in there. I've got the range breakout on there. You're going to find opportunities to trade with this Cradle2Grave expert algo. Remember, signal, confirmation from that bias depth heat map, so you feel very confident. Sensible entry strategy, then manage it. 108 ticks. If we just go back in time a little bit, we can see here 4 and 5 star buy, but look at the bias depth heat map. We're only 4 time frames in the green, then we're neutral, then we're red. We don't take that trade, and look what happened. It didn't work. So it's about the signal and the confirmation. There was no confirmations here. We don't take the trades. Okay, really, really important. Really, really important again. So we're looking for the signal, confirmation, and then we manage the trade once we've got that entry. Again, we're probably looking at trying to get this time of the day, and then during that US session after the oil pit open, if that first half of that US session, there's usually some really good trading opportunities as well. So you're looking to get 1, maybe 2 trades a day, but sometimes there won't be any. You have to make sure you follow the rules. You get the signal, you've got the confirmation from that bias depth heat map, sensible entry, go. And then trust in the manager to tell you the behavior, whether we're higher than average, lower than average volume. Use the ribbon to say, right, get out 108 ticks in this case. Follow those simple rules every day. Don't look to trade where there isn't trades. If there isn't a trade one day, there isn't a trade. The conditions aren't right for this strategy, and you just follow the rules. And if you can get 3 to 4 trades a week, all of around 100 ticks, that's a good week, just on one instrument. So hopefully that helps. Again, it's the Cradle2Grave expert algo plus now that bias depth heat map to give you that confirmation. Check out the links below the description, and please subscribe to the YouTube channel, because I make these training videos every day on all the different trading indicators and strategies.